I think we are.
Sit up straight.
I think we're going here.
All right.
Okay, looks like the title and everything's on there.
Yay.
So we'll give it a minute.
Okie dokie.
Give people a couple minutes to get into the chat. The mic is on. The mic is on.
Do, 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 do. The mic is on.
The mic is on.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yeah, yeah. All right.
80s music is wonderful.
Tis the, well, I don't say it's the best, but it's definitely it's not my first favorite, my second favorite.
It's entertaining.
Era of music, decade of music. It's definitely
a fun decade for music, the 1980s.
I love it. Yeah, and then after that, just sort of, in my opinion, IMO. Yeah, it just got to be real derivative, and nothing really evolved. It just sort of is kind of plateaued.
Oh, hold on a sec. Did I do something wrong here? It's saying unlisted. I meant to make this public. So how do I fix that on here?
Stop it and then have to redo it.
Oh, shoot.
That's
public. There we go. Save. Now people should be able to find us. I was like, why is no one here?
Now they can find us.
I was like, what's going on?
Talking about nothing.
Okay. Now it's saying we're public. Oh, that was a big yawn.
Oh, you know, that movie. I blame the movie.
The mic was blinking.
Kathy's curse.
The mic is on.
Yeah. Good song. You know who sang that?
Who?
I'm asking you.
Oh, I don't remember.
That's no fair.
I don't remember.
You don't remember who sang that song, huh?
No, I don't remember.
He also sung Smuggler's Blues. And he was with a band that was named after a very an eagle a bird. I just messed it up. He was with the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
Glenn Frey.
Glenn Frey.
Yes.
Okay.
Music trivia. Welcome to the Mummy and the Monkey's music trivia.
Hey guys, we apologize for the first couple minutes of the Harry Scary Hangover. The video was unlisted, so people were unable to see it.
We didn't miss anything.
I had to go in the settings and click public, so it just now became visible maybe 2 minutes ago. So sorry about that, gang. Naoko's here all the way from Japan.
Hi,
we had a couple Japanese viewers today.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Very cool, yeah.
Ron Brunty's here. Michael McBride is here.
Yes.
Wiki Bobby, Jennifer Delaney.
Wow. They're just rolling on in. Look at that.
Garas Fan 24 says, hi everyone again.
Hello.
So the night owls are creeping in.
Woohoo.
And we'll give it like another minute or so, see who joins us, and then we can get into the topic and
for this evening.
The topic for the evening that I thought would be interesting, since it's a holiday weekend, it's Memorial Day weekend, the kickoff to the summertime season. Summer themed horror films, or horror films that you know, maybe they take place like they're going on a road trip, they're going on a vacation.
There's a lot of those.
And there's a ton of them.
That's usually the trope they use.
There's a ton of movies that do that, and it's a thing, I guess.
A van full of horny teenagers go on a camping trip with booze and drugs. What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, exactly.
Well,
there's a new viewer, Keikoa for the win. FTW is watching. The CTAC is joining us. Bubba is here.
Bubba Lust Bunch?
No, just Bubba.
It's not Bubba. Hello.
Ron Brunty says, I have good news. My first grandchildren were born on Monday. I'm a pawpaw now. Oh, congratulations,
Congratulations,
Ron.
Grandpa.
Grandpa Ron. How fun.
Wow.
I bet you'll be doing a lot of babysitting and changing diapers.
Do grandparents do that?
Some of them do, yeah.
I know the grandparents usually do. I thought they were the ones that give you, the quarters and, the change out of their pockets and
pop and sweets when you're not supposed to have them.
Here's a pop for you. Here's a cola. Don't tell your mom and dad.
Coca-Cola out of the glass bottle.
Some sweets.
They still make those.
Yes.
The glass bottle Coca-Cola.
Here's a penny and a Coca-Cola in a bottle.
And a Werther's Original.
Oh, don't tell it. This is the good stuff too.
The good stuff. My secret candy stash.
Don't tell Mama I gave you a Werther's.
We're just joking, guys.
It's the one she kept by the bedstand. She just suckled on a little bit before she went to bed and wrapped it back up in the wrapper.
That's better than the chewing gum under the nightstand or behind the headboard.
Oh, boy.
Like re-chewing the chewing gum.
You humans are strange, let me tell you. All right. Hey, I think we're going to start the show.
Let's start.
Okay. Hey, welcome one and all to another episode of
The Mummy and the Monkeys Harry Scary Hangover. This is our after show. The Harry Scary Hangover is our little chat show we do, just hanging out with you guys for a little while, talking about different topics and things.
Yep, we're your hosts, Grim Gory and Janet Decay.
Yeah, forgot to do that.
That's okay.
Thanks. Good save, Grim.
Yeah, well, I got your back. And your front, and I got whatever you want me to get.
There you go.
All right, so here we go. And so we had a really interesting 201st episode.
Yes.
Earlier tonight, and we showed the movie Kathy's Curse from 1977, which is pretty much basically a really bad Exorcist ripoff.
And we've never hosted that movie before. A couple other host friends have. And that's awesome.
A first on our show, yeah.
It was a first for our show, and it was the first to get the Grim Gory video treatment with the sound effects and cutting some of the scenes a little shorter.
Oh yeah, it needed it. Trust me.
Just to make it move along a little bit better.
Yes, because there was another half hour in that movie that I just couldn't do that to you. So anyway.
And James Muscarella turned 66 this past Wednesday. Wow, 66.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday,
yes,
dude.
happy birthday, James.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very cool. And Greg Tominski says he made it. And Bone Jangler, he added the ghoul appear. Yeah, the ghoul made an appearance in the movie.
Oh yeah, I had to do that. I mean, it was I had to
fun.
find that right little scene, instead of just having the girl explode that with her mind, I thought that'd be funny if I could figure out how to have the ghoul do it. And I found that little bit of a clip of him just randomly lighting boom booms or firecrackers and M80s, whatever he had, cherry bombs, and just throwing them in the air and they're exploding. Well, that worked perfect.
There you go.
Kind of fun.
Okay.
For those who know,
If you know, you know.
That's right.
You know.
And now you know.
And now you know. Okay, so the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Memorial Day weekend. We hope everyone has a fun and safe holiday weekend. It's the kickoff to the summer season. Although on the North Coast here, it's still kind of cold and freezy.
It is, yes. Yeah, you wouldn't know it. But
it's warmer during the day. At night, it still gets really cold.
Yeah. Some parts up north in Canada, they're still getting snow, so there you go.
Yeah, so probably the next couple days it'll warm up and be summery officially.
It'll be 95 degrees next week.
Yeah, it'll probably be like 100 on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So.
And like a lion,
Yeah.
All right, so the topic pertaining to that.
Okay, so because it's this kickoff to the summertime season, there's a lot of horror films that take place around summer vacation or summer camp. Or going on vacation, going on a road trip, going to the beach, going swimming. So, there's a lot of stuff there that we could talk about.
A lot of fodder, yeah.
I wrote down some that I thought were very memorable, that really stand out.
Really?
Because, there's some that are very iconic.
Sleepaway Camp.
Well, that's on my list.
Okay,
but
go ahead.
We're going to talk about Jaws first.
Ooh.
Because, summer break.
That's July 4th? Is that July 4th?
I think that took place around July 4th.
Yes.
So, a little bit later in the summer.
Yeah.
And it was filmed on the East Coast.
In Amityville, right?
Martha's Vineyard, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it was filmed on the East
Amityville
Coast.
for that, not just
No,
Amityville
it was the coast out there.
Yeah.
So, summertime, everyone's going to the beach. It's the East Coast. They only get 3 warm months out of the year, kind of like Ohio.
Now, did Godzilla have his
and
own?
then sharks, Jaws shows up and starts eating everybody.
Did Godzilla have his own vineyard in Rodan? Do you say Mothra's vineyard?
Mothra's vineyard.
That was filmed there?
I would totally visit Mothra's vineyard.
That'd be cool. I don't know what Mothra's growing there, but I got to go find out.
Maybe silk.
Huh. Well, actually, she grows the grapes, and then Godzilla stomps them into wine.
Oh, there we go. It's
a monster.
A monster entrepreneur partnership there.
See? There you go. Oh, Martha's Vineyard. Okay.
Martha's Vineyard. So it's filmed on the East Coast, and everyone's having fun until Jaws shows up and tries to eat everybody.
And ruins a 50-foot great white shark.
Yeah.
Just ruins everything.
That movie was came out June of 1975. So. It's, kickoff to summertime, summer movie. It definitely has like a summer movie vibe.
Now, that movie, I remember that was one of those movies, because I go back that far, that when you saw it, especially as a kid, You didn't even want to get in the bathtub. Not even kidding around. Like, even,
Jaws could show up in the bathtub.
Yes.
Everything.
Anywhere. A swimming pool. I mean,
your swimming pool.
Yeah. But it was weird. It would be in the back of your head. A lake, as a kid. Meanwhile, not even Coeur d'Alene, number one, the bathtub would be impossible because obviously it's not big enough. But even if you were in the lake, it's fresh water. It's not salt water. And most sharks, as far as I know, are saltwater sharks. There might be some freaky ones that are not, but
yeah.
We can talk about them.
Real quick, Michael says, congratulations to all the new graduates.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
You're the best of the class this year. I don't know if they get that everywhere. But.
So, yeah, I mean, this is, summer vacation, people graduating.
Yeah, proms.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Some people, yeah.
I think prom has already passed. Now it's,
I don't know.
School's
you know how long
ending
it's been
soon.
Since I've been out of school? Like I even went to school. But,
Did you go to school, Grim?
I knew what it looked like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, so we talked about Jaws. They did make a bunch of sequels.
They were all horrible.
3 sequels.
Yeah.
And it was the same story. Jaws tries to eat everybody.
Yeah, what more can you do? I mean,
that's the movie.
In 3D.
A shark tries to eat people, and they made 4 movies total, if you with the sequels counted. So.
They might have made more than that, didn't they?
No, I think it was 4. 4 movies.
And then there's all the knockoffs and the newest ones.
Yeah,
the Meg.
and then there was like Piranha.
Oh yeah, different.
Yeah,
but
Piranha was
about other sharks, but they have the other...
the killer fish or killer creature in the water eating you when you're on summer vacation.
Yeah, well,
or whatever, or trying to eat people.
I mean, to be eaten on summer vacation, not a bad thing. It's just
to be eaten by sharks would be pleasant.
No,
that might ruin your day.
Right. Context.
Yeah,
but,
it might kind of,
Yeah, and there's been a lot
put a damper on your plans.
And that's a real thing, too. I mean, you still see those stories pop up in the news. There was that young surfer girl who got like a hunk of her thigh and her calf bit out, by sharks.
There are real stories of,
Sure, yeah.
It is a real thing, but really Jaws just amped it up to the next level scary
We're
stuff.
basically food, it's a predator's sort of, or whatever you want to pray, or a hunter's paradise. I mean, we talked about this about animals all the time, but you could save all the sharks you want, but God forbid you fall in the water and they're hungry. They're not going to give it. I wonder how many, ironically, there had to have been someone someone trying to save sharks got eaten by them. Had to happen.
Probably by accident.
Well, sure. No, they planned it. Yeah, by accident.
Well, yeah, but okay.
What are you doing
real
with
easy. Just don't go in the water.
What are you doing with all that ketchup and mustard?
Don't go in the water.
No. Yes.
Okay.
But scary movie though. That opening scene in Jaws, your first one, is amazingly still very frightening.
Very iconic. And then Michael commented all the Sharknado flicks. Yeah, all the parody and spoof stuff and there was a lot of stuff that followed later. Yeah. So the Sharknado thing, sharks falling out of the sky.
Well, it was a perfect
sharks in a tornado.
Sharknado was a perfect storm, if you will.
Yeah.
Of combining a disaster movie with a realistic, whatever you label Jaws a horror movie. What is that? What does that fit into, Joe? What category?
Oh, Sharknado, I don't know.
Sharknado, Jaws.
Jaws?
Yeah.
Horror film.
Is it okay?
It's a horror film.
It's taking a horror.
It's a summer horror film. It's taking a shark thing and making it very because it's scary to begin with, and it's making it even scarier.
Push that concept.
Push what concept?
The Sharknado thing, because you could see I get the sharks being in a water spout because a tornado touches the water and sucks them up, funnels them up. But what if it was something even more ridiculous, like Frankenstein-nado? Frankenstein monster.
There's still time. I think someone's gonna. If there's ridiculous ideas for movies out there, I think people will make it.
Frankenstein monster tornado.
Yes.
NATO.
Totally. I think there's still time. People will make parodies of the parodies of the parodies.
Or
and the remakes of the remakes of the remakes.
Attack of the Killer Tomato Ado. Tomato Ado.
I see what you did there.
See? All right.
Okay, so next one. Sleepaway Camp.
Oh.
The Sleepaway Camp series. All right.
Now this movie, a lot of people...
Because, summer camp, school's out, it's summertime, your parents are annoyed by you. What do? They send you off to summer camp.
Right.
And then these kids are at summer camp, and then what happens?
They start getting picked off one by one.
Yeah, so some scary stuff there.
And
there were 5 movies total of Sleepaway Camp.
I can't believe that.
5 movies. I think I've only seen like 2 of them.
I've seen the first one, and I heard a little bit about it. I didn't know that much about it. And okay, it was a weird ending and everything.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how many times can you do that? Then I think that novelty's over.
They found a way to stretch it out into 5 movies,
so to speak.
And the franchise was going to make more sequels, but they stopped at 5.
That's quite a bit.
So isn't that wild? They were going to make even more movies, and they didn't for whatever reason.
Sharknado would be different too.
Maybe they figured out, well, maybe 5 is
I've had that happen to me.
A what?
A Sharknado.
Oh, that's when you eat too much Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's real windy outside, and it gets bad and messy.
Okay, and that started in 1980. Or no, I'm sorry.
What, Sleepaway?
Not Sleepaway Camp. I was looking at something else. I think I got the date wrong on that one.
Okay.
I'm like, that distance. I think it was...
Or later than that.
I think it was 83.
Yeah, mid-80s.
Yeah. So, there were other summer camp type of movies. And
tons.
When we think of another summer camp type of movie... Yes, that's next on my list. The Friday the 13th series, because it does take place at Camp Crystal Lake.
Yes.
So it's a campground that's cursed. There was a terrible past of Jason Voorhees, drowning and being abused by the other kids, being picked on and treated terribly.
Yeah. And
him and his mother, they come out for revenge.
Right, and that's the brilliance of the first movie. And no spoilers, but whatever. If you haven't seen that movie by now, then I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, it turns out it wasn't even Jason Voorhees killing anybody. It was
the mom at
mother.
first.
Yeah.
It was the mom at first.
And then he comes out of the water and avenges. Then Jason takes over in part 2. Kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, and that series started in 1980.
And
I got the date mixed up when I was looking up the movies.
Little known fact that Camp Crystal Lake was right next to another place called Camp Crystal Light, where they make delicious drink mixes.
The whole lake was made out of Crystal Light.
Yes.
Do they still make Crystal Light anymore?
Crystal Light, those drink packets, I think they do.
Yeah. I don't know if they still make them.
But I would rather go there than Camp Crystal Lake.
I think that would be more pleasant.
It's fun to swim in the lake because it's all tasty. You come out tasting good. If you drown, you're at least happy. Like, this tastes good.
Johnny Y says, Pamela Voorhees, she sure can kiss. Whoa.
Yeah, he made out with her at the...
Wow, okay.
She was very, very happy to see her fans.
Well, he got some extra credit there for
yeah
being a movie fan.
Yes, but she was really. She passed away several years ago, but she was very nice.
She was very nice with the fans.
She loved her. She loved that people loved her. She just could not believe it. It was like meeting a fan for the first time. It was like she just never got over that people liked her so much.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
Yeah, the horror fans I think pretty much are like the nicest bunch of people too. A
lot of the horror fans and comic book fans, sci-fi fans, a lot of the nerds are probably some of the nicest people you will ever meet. And some of the horror film fans, they've got tattoos and piercings and they look spikes.
Scary.
And they look scary, but they're as nice as can be.
Yeah, you would never know. And I think that's a lot of it has to do with it's like a roller coaster thing. We like to be scared. We like to, and these people, even though,
people like to express themselves also and dress differently than just, khakis and a polo shirt.
Well, yeah, that's just expressing. Yeah, but to be scared by these people and then, and they become sort of, idols to you,
Yeah.
And and it's just great to meet them sometimes, and but that's why I go to horror conventions, because
you meet some of the most interesting people at some of these conventions and events. Yeah,
so many fun parties and with people like this, and just have really good times. But so Camp Crystal Lake,
Friday the 13th, Camp Crystal Lake summer camp.
Yeah.
They did 12 movies total. All those wacky sequels. There was Jason in Space. It didn't have anything to do with summer camp.
Jason X, right?
Jason X. Yeah, that was Jason in Space. And then, so the very first one, Ari Lemon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right. But he played Jason when he was a child.
Yes.
He was actually the first Jason. And he's in a band called First Jason.
There you go.
And makes convention appearances and stuff like that.
Did Tom
We've met him
Savini
a couple times. He's nice.
Did Tom Savini do that makeup?
I don't remember.
Well, I think he did.
I'll have to look it up. Are you sitting there farting?
There's a frog on my chair.
He's farting over here, guys.
I did not do that. I did no such thing.
You bent over and farted.
I was checking to see if my shoelace was untied.
Sure you were. Blame it on the shoes.
Blame it on the... Good thing this isn't smell-o-vision.
Okay.
Oofa.
Let's read a few comments, and then we'll go into the next one. Gary Smith says Folger's Crystal Lake. James Mascarello, The Killer Shrews.
Yeah.
Okay, what about it?
That's not a summer movie, is it?
I don't think that's a summer movie, is it?
It's got Roscoe P. Coltrane in it.
I Know What You Did Last Summer, says Wiki Bobby. Yes, that's actually on my list, anybody. And we'll talk about it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Connie Cleary says hi. Ron Vickers says he was uncredited. Ari was.
Yes, he was not credited, but
he should have been, but he was not.
Just like me when I went to the furniture store the other day and tried to buy a couch. I couldn't. I was uncredited.
Michael goes, but in Jason X, he ends back at the camp at the end. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. It was mostly in outer space, though. You get the idea. It was mostly him in space. So, love Jason Voorhees, says Victor. Yeah, and
the thing about the Friday the 13th movies was, it was obviously just, it was what it was. I mean, it knew it. It never tried to go out of that, you know. And
it was, just a 1980s slasher.
And it became like creative ways to kill people, basically. The most ridiculous things.
Particularly the annoying teenagers in the movie.
Right.
It's like these annoying kids that go to the camp and kind of mess around, and they shouldn't be getting involved in things, and then Jason goes and gets them. So with Jaws and with Friday the 13th, we just don't go in the water. With Friday the 13th, don't go to Camp Crystal Lake.
But take a shower, but don't go in the water.
He did go to Manhattan though once.
He did. He went on vacation.
He did, yeah.
He wanted to go see, it was on Broadway. I think Cats was playing or something.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
He had to go visit 42nd Street.
Yeah. Yep, he had to go see visit the booths.
Yeah, there you go.
Check out the girls.
The peep shows.
The palace, whatever, the fantasy, whatever.
Okay, so moving right along. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. 1974. One of my favorite horror films from the 1970s.
Yes.
I love Tourist Trap a lot more, though.
That's not a summer movie. It's
not a summer movie. Well, that is a road trip movie.
Rest stop, sort of.
Rest stop, road trip type of movie.
Things? Yeah, those...
So I did not add that one to my list. I guess I should.
Oh, that's one of your favorite movies.
Yeah, it is. And I didn't think about that. Yeah. Okay. Well, summer road trip gone wrong. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Sally was going to visit her grandfather's grave. And, almost made her own grave. All of her friends and her brother end up dying. Everyone gets picked off by Leatherface. But Sally survives. So, yeah, that's a real gross out movie. It's really cool.
Yeah, they were actually short. They were almost short $2 for the budget, and they were going to have to wind up calling him Pleatherface. Because they couldn't afford the leather. It's true.
Would the vegan version of Leatherface be Pleatherface?
Maybe, yeah.
There we go. That's a better joke.
Pleatherface.
Pleatherface.
Yeah, vegan is such a... Yeah, I don't know if vegans exist. Okay.
All right. Let's see some comments. SeaTac, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was set in the heat of the summer. Yeah. Texas would probably be super stinking hot in the summer. Sleepaway Camp for sure. Yeah, hey Portal. Yeah, we talked about Sleepaway Camp earlier. David Phillips just came home and checking in. Was there a film tonight? Yeah, there was, David. You'll be able to check it out later. There was a little bit of a YouTube glitch, so we'll get the replay back up a little bit later tonight. Or tomorrow morning.
Yep, it'll be back.
Yes. So, okay. Let's see. The next movie.
Yes.
And it's I Know What You Did Last Summer.
You do.
From 1997. And summer is in the title, so it takes place, based on what they did that one summer.
Now, was that the one with the guy with the hook?
The guy with the hook.
Okay. I barely
So, a group of four, teenage friends or college friends.
Scream? Yeah.
It was after Scream. So Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it. Freddie Prinze Jr. is in it.
Jennifer
Love Hewitt is in it.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts. No, not that.
So it has these 1990s teenage heartthrobs. They were like the flavor of the week then in 1997. And they star in this kind of a cheesy movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I
I
love
really
that
like it though, even though it is cheesy.
I love the title because it's a throwback to like Don't Look in the Basement, and you know, it's like an instructional title. I like that. But I don't. The movie didn't stick with me that much. I saw it a few times. I think back in the
I
day.
need to see it again. I've seen it, yeah,
I
like
might
a couple
watch
times
those.
when it came out.
I think I'd check them out just to check them out. But yeah.
But they accidentally crash into someone, and instead of calling for help, they hide the body and decide to make a vow of secrecy and not tell anyone, rather than admitting they made a mistake.
That old gag.
So they did all of the wrong things, and someone knew what they did, and this hook for a hand thing was, getting them.
It looked like the Gorton's fisherman, but dressed in black fishing gear, right? He had the rain hat slicker, and the rain hat and a hook.
So that's a fun movie, and they did make a sequel later, and it was called I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
And then the third one was called Dude, I Really Freaking Remember What You Did Still That Summer.
I still remember 10 years later what you did that one summer.
I recall.
That one time at band camp.
Totally.
Yeah. But no, they just did the two movies, and it was, I thought they were okay movies for what it was.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to compare them to like Texas Chainsaw? You can't.
You can't compare it to other movies like Jaws or like the original Friday the 13th or Texas Chainsaw, but it's still an enjoyable movie.
So yeah, but and yeah, I don't want to be, there's different types of things, and you can enjoy them all, and I don't want to be the fuddy-duddy here, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Michael McBride says, "What about The Hills Have Eyes?" Ooh,
those are tough movies.
Those are tough to watch.
They're
really brutal movies.
And I say that having not seen them, but I want to see them.
And this is someone who likes Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but The Hills Have Eyes is super brutal.
Now there's the originals,
and the remakes are really, really like
with Michael Berryman.
Yeah.
And then they remade them.
The remakes are worse, I think.
Yeah.
Like way worse.
But is that summer or is that just desert?
It's one of those movies I could not, even though Michael Berryman's awesome, you know, the effects and everything were cool. It's a messed up. It's like kind of so messed up where it's like, it's one of those where it's like, you know, it's tough for me to watch.
Is Deliverance would that be considered a summer movie?
Oh gosh.
A buddy movie. Well, that Deliverance meets Jason. That would be good.
Oh gosh.
Like, you know, how would that go down?
I don't want to know. We're good. I don't need to know.
Jason can't talk, so he couldn't squeal. So I don't know what.
I don't need. He would hack him up, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
He's got that machete and everything.
Yeah. Well.
You know.
Yeah, that's a different kind of horror movie, I guess. That one.
Yeah.
There's another one called Southern Comfort that was very much like that, but that's a different topic.
Bone Jailer says, "I hear banjos."
Come on, that's an iconic movie. It wasn't a horror movie, but maybe it depends how you think about it. It would be scary as hell to be trapped in the back, anywhere, isolated. You know. Summer horror movies. What about that one? I did Cabin Fever. That movie.
Well, I don't remember. I don't think I've seen that one.
Really? They even remade that movie.
Okay. Well, I was going to talk about...
Go ahead.
Because Cabin in the Woods was on my list, because it's like a parody of Evil Dead. And Evil Dead's on my list.
I love Cabin
in the Woods. And Us is on my list.
Cabin in the Woods is a great... You didn't like that movie.
Well, it's Us?
No, Cabin in the Woods.
I didn't like it at first.
You didn't get it.
Because I didn't understand it was a parody.
It was everything...
So I have to give it another chance.
It was a beautiful... it's one of my favorite horror movies.
We're skipping over Us. Yeah. Because that takes place...
I didn't like
so
that
like there's a family, they're trying to go on their ideal beach vacation, you know, so they go and they're on vacation, and then all this crazy stuff happens with these weird people living underground, and it ends up becoming like a weird Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah, it was too long.
So it has horror themed stuff going on, and then it also has like a sci-fi kind of weird thing going on.
Yeah.
So I liked it, but yeah, that's I guess considered like a summer movie.
Oh, summer.
I'm a Jordan Peele fan.
I love Get Out.
Yeah.
That was maybe one of the best things I've seen in forever. But yeah, and then Us is kind of like, it's like a rock out. You know, it's like those rock, or these, you know, musicians that come out with a killer album, their debut album, and then the second album, not so good.
Yeah.
It's hard to follow up that hit.
I think they were both enjoyable, but one I like over the other, you know. I liked Us. I liked Get Out, but I liked Get Out more.
I would like Us if it was a half hour, like Twilight Zone
Yeah,
episode.
I think maybe if they had it a little bit shorter.
It wasn't as good.
It was still like.
And then whatever was going on, they go, you have a duplicate of yourself? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, and then The Evil Dead. So 5 college friends. They vacation at a cabin down in Tennessee. They're like Michigan State University students. They take this like little road trip on vacation, and then all hell breaks loose, literally, in Evil Dead.
Literally. Yeah.
Literally.
That movie.
So that movie is very iconic. It's
it's magical.
It's got the cabin in the woods. You're in the middle of middle of nowhere, and then all this scary stuff is happening.
By today's standard of special effects, obviously it's totally different. But they did a lot of practical stuff that still holds up. I think it's still pretty scary.
Yeah.
But the stop motion stuff, it has such a creepy look to it. I still love it.
It's super creepy.
And but it's
still
the atmosphere.
Super creepy. Still holds up as being awesome.
And whether it was intentional or not, I don't know. But it had sort of a weird dark humor thing that totally they picked up on after they did the first movie. And if they didn't mean to do it, then they just blew it out after that. And everything was this sort of rotten tongue-in-cheek, sort of dark, twisted, horror movie. Way different tone, than a lot of horror movies up until then. And they borrowed heavily, though, off a movie called Equinox. If you haven't seen Equinox, check that movie out.
Equinox is very cool.
It is very Evil
They
Dead.
were inspired by Equinox.
Huge.
But, both films are amazing.
A book with old drawings in it, and monsters came out of it.
The Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead.
That's an Equinox, yeah. But you got to check that out if you're a fan of Evil Dead. You've not seen Equinox from
then you'll love it.
1971 or
You're
2.
in for a treat.
Yeah, do yourself a favor and get that movie. You'll love it. A lot of stop motion monsters and stuff in that.
Yeah,
too.
There's some comments here. Let's see.
Yeah, please. Let's interact. Let's interact.
Johnny Y says Mother's Day I think was like a summer type of film.
Oh boy, that's a man.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Whoo.
Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Did that take place during the summertime?
Yeah, it was in the summer, all right.
Oh, okay.
That movie, I don't know. It's good. Yeah, it's one of those. If you think about the stuff we grew up watching, and this is the stuff we'd watch, when our parents weren't looking.
Yeah.
Or you'd go over someone's house and they would have these, they'd have HBO or whatever, or Showtime.
The scary movies you're not supposed to watch.
Oh man, that's all we watched though, were these like really messed up
all
movies.
the weird movies, of course.
But we knew they were movies again too. It wasn't like, hey, this is a way to grow. You didn't want to be like
you
these
knew
people
it
at
was
all.
just a movie, and you saw what not to do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And you were rooting for the good guy or the good girl.
Yeah, for the survivor, the final girl, the final guy.
Yeah,
you wanted to see these the hero
people,
of the movie.
Yeah, the Jason movies were never satisfying that way because you knew he could never die.
But there was always the final girl.
Yeah.
Throughout, those type of movies.
But no one ever really defeated them wholly because you can't. I mean, they're
like the boogeyman. They just keep coming back.
They're sort of endless. They're evil incarnate, so you really can't kill them.
Yeah.
But anyway. But some of these movies, they're hardcore. I would say even to today's standards, they'd hold up. We'll have to get Mother's Day. You'll like it.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that one. Would you consider, what is this? David said there's a great indie horror film called Ruin Me from 2017. It appeared at the Cleveland International Film Fest in 2018.
Write that down.
Plays fun homage to camp slasher films.
Ruin Me?
Ruin Me. Let me write that down.
I have one for you.
Yeah?
We can talk about it here. I'm not going to say the title, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And I was a little disappointed in the actual movie, but I love the title. It has to do with what I was talking about earlier. It's like the narrative, like don't look in the basement. I know what you did last summer. Remember, don't F in the woods.
Don't F in the woods. Yes.
They actually there was 2 of those. We saw the first one. We have the first one.
Yeah, they're really like
It wasn't that good. Unfortunately,
they're indie. They're very indie movies.
That doesn't mean it can't be good.
Well, not all of them are.
Found is a great indie movie.
It is a great movie.
There's a lot of great indie movies. Just because it's indie doesn't mean it can't be good.
Right.
The title is amazing. Don't F in the woods.
Yes, don't do that in the woods.
The ultimate slasher camp summer title. But
right.
Personally, maybe I'll check it out again. I have to see it again, but.
Carnival of Souls comes to the beach near the end, says Gary. Yeah, maybe. But I don't think it takes place around a summer vacation or her vacationing there. It just sort of happened to be there because it was in the town or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, there is that beach scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the Cabin in the Woods is the parody of Evil Dead, you know, and everyone's doing all the wrong things. And that was made in 2011. So yeah, another, you know, vacation, road trip, let's go to a cabin in the woods, go hang out.
Well,
and
even
then
the title is brilliant.
It's very tongue-in-cheek, and
Yes.
like all this stuff happens, and, you know. Hilarity ensues and all that. So the Little Mermaid movie is coming out to theaters. I know it's not a horror film, but hear me out. So the Little Mermaid is out, you know, the Disney version. But Killer Mermaid.
Oh.
Killer Mermaid came out in 2014, and while vacationing, they find a killer mermaid. So they're vacationing in the Mediterranean or something, and yeah, there's a killer mermaid. So it is what I think it delivers what it promises.
She's a killer mermaid.
She's a killer mermaid.
Does she chase the guys on her fin like she?
I don't think there's any like singing or dancing or talking crabs in that one.
All you got to do is pull her out of the water and watch her flop around on the shore, you know, and then get out that what is that thing called? I found out it's the wand you hit the fish with. It's called a.
I don't remember. I don't know these things.
A priest or a final rites. What was that? I don't know. But
Google it.
Whatever the baton you get to kind of donk her in the head, put her anyway. But yes, you can just pull her out of the water and watch her flop around. The end.
So that's one I have not seen, but when I was looking up summer horror films, that one came up, and I just out of curiosity, because the Little Mermaid movie came out, I thought, you know, what if they made a Killer Mermaid movie? And I guess they did.
Orca, the Killer Mermaid.
Almost 10 years ago they did.
You know, there's another movie too that after Jaws, everyone, well, can we do that? It's not a killer shark, Orca, a killer whale. They made a movie called Orca.
It should have been like Shamu's Revenge.
Well, Shamu killing people, but not in SeaWorld, but you know.
Yeah.
And I remember the poster for that on the back of all these comic books that we used to read in school. It wasn't part of the school curriculum. We just sneak them in and put them between our books. But I remember staring at that in class. That's a really nice painted picture of the orca jumping through like a little wooden boat and crashing it up.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, Orca, the killer whale.
Well, they are called killer whales for a reason.
But they're so sweet, right? Well, yeah, they will.
They can be aggressive.
Yeah.
They are beautiful creatures, but admire them from afar.
Yes.
Just like Grim, admire him from afar because of his stench. Yes. Don't get too close. He'll get excited and fart on you.
Like a skunk, yeah. I have a gland in my...
He's got all those scent glands and everything.
I got a special gland, that just sprays around. But yeah, Orca, God, the list goes on, these movies.
There's a lot, so I thought that'd be fun to talk about some that are pretty iconic and that kind of...
What's that one? I'm trying to think of the name
They're
of it.
kind of evergreen, where years go by and people still reference them and like them. And
Road Trip, is that the name of the... There's a movie about these... they go on the road and they piss off this trucker. It's not Duel. It's kids. It's like I Know What You Did Last Summer. And then they get followed by this trucker.
Oh, that I don't know.
You never see him, but then there's this really intense scene in a motel where there's a shotgun that's that's rigged up to the door.
Joyride, says Jack Gray.
That's it. That's a scary movie.
Gary Smith says Tentacles, Killer Squid or Octopus, Shelley Winters and Henry Fonda was in it.
What about Octoman?
Oh, there you go. Donna says The Howling was a great summer movie.
That's
Stars
true.
Dee Wallace, and they are in the woods in cabins at a mental health retreat.
I love that
Oh,
movie.
yes, that's right.
The Howling is an amazing
good one, Donna.
movie. It's Stephen King, right? Yeah, I think
Mm-hmm.
so. That is an amazing... That first one is so good. And then it got weird. They just started naming any werewolf movie The Howling and just adding it to it, sequels.
Yeah, they were
Very
making
strange.
like werewolf sequels.
They would just get movies from Canada, England, and just put... If it's a werewolf movie, just throw The Howling on it. But
they all howl, so it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You know,
but
marketing.
the first one is so good. I totally. If you've not seen, if you want to pick up a good classic horror movie like that, you know, from the late early 80s, I think Howling came out.
80s-ish.
But early, I love that movie. It's so good. Is Cujo a summer movie?
Someone else mentioned Cujo. James Mascarella. Does that take place during the summertime?
Oh yeah.
I don't remember.
It's hot as hell in that car. Yeah, I think it's Dee Wallace again.
Yeah, that's probably a summertime movie.
They were visiting somebody and
a killer dog.
Rabies.
The rabid dog.
But boy, that movie, we would sit in the movie theater.
He was scary.
Multiple times and watch this movie and just be freaked out of Dee Wallace trapped in this like I think it was a Volkswagen. I forget. And then it's
Some little car, yeah.
yeah, and Cujo is just bloody slobber all over the windows. It's so sad.
Virtual Vicky says Octoman. The Riff Tracks version was Riff Tracks version of that was a blast.
It is great. It's probably the only way I can watch Octoman. We think we tried to watch it before and we turned it off.
It was kind of tough to watch without the jokes.
It's so, I mean, and we love bad movies, don't get me wrong, but but the jokes help. It's like, you know, Riff Tracks saves so many movies with their commentary, because without some of it's just like watching paint dry, but they have this great way of making that stuff more entertaining.
And Jack Ray says Madman is a great cheesy Friday the 13th knockoff. Madman. I haven't seen Madman.
No. But you know, we're talking about those like newer movies. Like instead of for me, you know that book, Eat This and Not Instead of This.
Eat This, Not That.
Okay, so for me, Watch This, Not That.
Watch This, Not That.
Yeah, it would be.
See, we could do our own book like that.
But with horror movies.
But with horror films. Watch This, Not That.
In my opinion, yeah. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Don't watch that. Watch Joyride instead. If you want something from that same sort of era that I personally thought was more intense and scary and more memorable. Depending, you know, unless you want to just stare at Jennifer Love Hewitt all, and then that's why you're watching it. But if not,
there might be more to it. Yeah.
Because who's in Joyride? It's the other. It's what's her name?
I have no idea. I've never seen.
Eliza Dushku, I think's in that, right?
Oh, they do what?
Eliza's Dushku.
They're doing what in that
Rock and
movie?
Roll Hoochie Dushku. I think Elijah Duckshoe is in that one.
Duckshoe.
Yes.
David Phillips, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, always makes me think of the summer, the warm setting and tropical locale. Yeah, you know, I wanted to put
Amazon trip. Right?
I wanted to put that on there, but they're actually researching in the Amazon. They're not really on a summer vacation.
It's always a summer in the Amazon.
They're going, every year, every day is like that, but they're going to research.
But he's saying that it reminds him of summer.
Yeah, you know, it is nice because it's in the water, you know, summer you feel, but yeah, they're not, the people in the movie aren't on vacation, they're out researching the monster.
Right, but you know.
So technically they're not on vacation, sorry.
Boy, that pizza is really, it's like getting worse.
You're burping from the pizza?
Yeah, I'm drinking this slugging water down there. I think it's like mixing with the pizza gases and making me so sorry about that, everybody.
Donna says Eliza was in Wrong Turn.
Wrong Turn. That's not, you know, that I mix those two up sometimes, but I think Joyride is the one with the gun. Wrong Turn's good. That's another good one. That's where they get, it's real dark. I remember this one part, like in the woods, and there's something to do with like a tower, like a
I haven't seen that one.
Phone tower or something.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
That one's good. That's another one that you should watch instead of I Know What You Did Last Summer, or even Scream. Not a fan.
I like the Scream series. And there's a ton of people who also like the Scream series, and that's why they've made 6 of them. Just saying.
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm saying I have to watch them again. I'll give them another chance. I just didn't. I guess.
I like Scream.
I don't know.
But okay, let's see. Dr. Ghoul. Hello, Dr. Ghoul. The Howling was the first werewolf movie where the werewolves made love while they were changing. You couldn't ask for better. Wow.
Well, if you're a
some
furry,
animal magnetism there.
I don't know. You got? Did they show the red rocket and everything?
Oh gosh, Grim.
The lipstick coming
out. Grim. Watch what we say on the YouTube here.
What? I just said. Okay. You know what I'm talking about.
People will know the reference.
Who wants to see that?
Oh my goodness.
No, I didn't show that.
Grim's trying to get us kicked off YouTube here.
By saying that? No,
I'm joking.
I'm doing my best ways to I didn't, you know.
I'm joking. We're joking. Okay. James Muscarella's Attack of the Giant Leeches. He said that earlier, I think.
That's more, again, a set somewhere that's, well...
It has kids, like, going out exploring, and then... Is that the one with the,
Well, they get drugged under the caves, into the leech pits there.
Yeah, but I don't think they're on, like, summer vacation.
The grot. No, there's just a sleepy town.
They're just out. It's a small town, and they're they're out, and then they get into trouble.
Remember the young lady's married to the old guy? Hey. And, you know, and she's cheating on him with the dude, and he comes looking for her with the gun, and then
all kinds of stuff.
They all get sucked into the leech grotto, and it's so silly.
Bone Jangler says Terror on the Beach, 1973.
Ooh, nice.
Well, there you go. It's got
movies.
beach in the title.
Oh, what about the Monster of Party Beach?
He goes, it's about a family going to, they're going on a camping trip to the beach and are menaced by Manson family-like cult people. Ooh, that sounds scary.
I forget the name of this movie, but it was such a good movie, I feel bad. The same guy who directed Squirm, the movie Squirm, and someone out there will know exactly. Before Dawn, is that what it's called? It's such a good movie. You need to see this movie.
Okay.
Just Before Dawn, I think it's called.
Just Before Dawn.
Is that?
I don't know.
Let's see if anyone says.
I'm not familiar with it. Victor says Blood Beach is a summertime movie. Sounds like it. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
There you go.
You know, even if I can't figure it out tonight, I know how to look it up. It's the same guy that directed the movie Squirm. But I heard about the movie, and then I finally got to see it. I was really impressed. It was really good.
The Pit, says Tyler.
That ain't it.
What's The Pit?
The Pit?
Yeah, what's that one?
I know that movie. It's not The Gate.
I have to look that one up.
The Pit.
Blood Beach would be great. It has Saxon. Well,
yeah, there you go.
We do love John Saxon.
It would be nice.
Yeah.
You had me at Saxon.
Just Before Dawn, says Bone Jangler, 1981.
Great movie, and there's a reason why it's really good. It might have been one of the first-ish films. Well, maybe not, because there was other stuff too that kind of wound up like that. But it was good. It's not what you think is going on.
That's your movie, he says.
Yeah. What's that?
That's your movie.
Yeah, Just Before Dawn.
Yes.
Yeah. I would like to get a copy of that.
Hey, gang, take a couple seconds to click the like button if you're
what's wrong with
liking
you?
our movie chat show. I see we have 50 viewers.
Wow.
And we have 22 likes.
Yeah, so it should be 50 likes if we have 50 viewers. Very easy to do.
It's just that little button right there. Just, you know, boop, there it is. And then, you know, it's done.
Yeah,
So,
I mean...
thank you, guys. The Gate was a great one, says Jack Gray.
Oh, The Gates, you know, and yeah, it's like The Goonies, but way better. Another movie I didn't like so much, but Goonies.
And Michael says Club Dread. Was Club Dread?
I have that. I just found it.
Like a summer movie?
It's a comedy. Yeah, it's like a club. I think Bill Paxton's in it or something.
Oh, okay.
But I just found that we have it in a box of movies.
I didn't know what it was about. I saw it in a stack of movies, but I don't think I.
It's like a Club Med type of thing, but Club Dread.
Okay,
you know.
so it's like a resort type of thing.
Yeah. Where but I think it's a dark comedy. You know, it's kind of funny. It's not serious, but we have that.
Maybe I'll like that one.
Well, get some drinks and sip on some margaritas or something and watch Club Dread, Mom.
Sounds fun.
Put our feet in the pool, a little kiddie pool.
A little kiddie pool.
And sit out when it's really hot. Maybe we'll do that one day this summer.
There you go.
And pretend that we're on vacation. I don't know. Whatever works.
All right, gang. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up.
We're talked out. We're tuckered out.
I am a tired little ghoul here. But remember to follow us on social media.
Yep.
Subscribe and follow our YouTube here, and we will have more episodes of the Harry Scary Hangout and the Harry Scary Hangover in the future.
Very good.
And thank you guys. Good night. Good fright. Mwah.
That's right. We'll see you next time right here on the Mummy and the Monkey's Harry Scary Hangover.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.